tonight. We're going to start our broadcast with a conversation I had this week with Governor Tim Walz. Everybody wants to know, is he running for a third term or not? So I asked him that question, and what he said about it actually surprised me. No governor in Minnesota history has served 3 consecutive terms. Is there a part of you worried about running for a third term?
I never run worried about losing. I mean, if you run because you have a purpose of trying to improve things.
I can't tell what you want. I can't tell if you want to be the governor of Minnesota, you want to dip your toe again into national politics.
Yeah, well, I want a state that feels fair to everybody. I guess what I'm searching for, and maybe the question you're asking for, is what role do I play in that?
So we got some bills to hammer out here in the last few hours.
Does he still have a role to play in state politics, national politics, or any form of public service? That's what Walz says he's still figuring out. But what is also weighing on him is loss.
I said this one came pretty close to breaking me.
The political assassination of Melissa and Mark Hortman and the attempted assassination of John, Yvette, and Hope Hoffman haunt him.
This building feels different. I am still struggling working in here.
Struggling because he says Melissa was one of his best friends and was his most effective political partner. He also had turned to her before her death about her filling his shoes.
I haven't said this out publicly on this. I talked to her about being governor. I said, is it time? Am I able to do this? And we talked about it because she said we need to keep our agenda going. And I talked to her, and I thought she would make a fantastic governor at some point.
Would that have been this upcoming term? He wouldn't say. But that conversation with her and then her death, that's on his mind.
And then the other side of it is
working here without her.
Yep. It's pretty empty in here.
Being a state still in shock, as being the state where political violence was most recently visited, also means reevaluating roles people like him in politics play when it comes to how they talk.
What I'm trying to figure out is how do you stay passionate about debating the issues and separate it from what has gotten into this personal attacks and elimination.
You have been a part of personal attacks before. You have doled some out.
Yeah, I've been pretty specific. I have doled them out, and I will just say, for whatever reason, billionaire, rich white guys making it more difficult for regular folks to live their lives. So I've picked my fights with Elon Musk and with Donald Trump. I would argue you do not hear that here with legislators. I do not think you hear it here. I think those are probably the 2 very specifics that I've gone at. And my take on this is somebody has to push back on these people. Trump will bring out the worst in you. You want to fight? I talked about bullying him. Maybe it's the wrong word, but I will oppose him. I will push back. I will call out his lies. But I also recognize that in the position I'm in, how that can bleed over. We talked about much more in that interview. We talked about fraud on his watch in the state of Minnesota, and we also talked about Vance Belter writing about Tim Walz and his musings before he was caught by law enforcement. If you want to hear all of it, it's on KARE 11 Plus, the free app for your TV.